Doni. Dagi so jive zononje, rola benje, sanjen roba sho, sanje chudo soje. Shujoba doni jozuji, dagi so jive zononje. Nothing. Rola benje, sanjen roba sho. Semjen donje dewa den devi, judon demba juju donga donga, juju don rawa, juju donga, mebe dewa damba domi rawa chi. Nyerin chadon ni don rawe, donyam chenpola, neba juji, sanjen tamje dewa den devi, judon. Demba juji donga juju don rawa juji donga mebe dewa damba domi rawa juji, nyerin chadon ni don rawe, donyam chenpola. Neba juji, kanki tenjin rewa njung kapa meba, che meba, cheba meba, ta meba, hoa meba, chobe meba, tade dem. Chupa niji shen demba zobe sanje, mananje, tamba dela, shansa lo, ngaji zujin, penchen bama la, layan, sipa zon. Nimbi demba bela dadrawa, pema nabe, shala, sowa, des. Oh, that's good morning. Good morning, yeah. Oh, yeah. Today, I think it's good to discuss on 3 jewels because right now we are, practicing of refuge. Is it? Yeah. Normally, Buddhism, when you are following Buddhism, then no matter Hinayana or Mahayana or Tantrayana, almost actually same, is it? But to recognize the 3 jewels, slightly different, little bit, not too much. Tantrayana, when we taking refuge in the way of Tantrayana, then normally we say like Lama Yidam Kando, or sometimes we call Tsa Lung Tile. Because in Tantrayana, there's 3 different ways we take refuge: outer, inner, secret. Okay, the outer refuge is same. Hinayana or Mahayana, Tantrayana, all same. We take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dharma, in the Sangha. Is it? Yeah. Then the secret is very different than the Hinayana or Mahayana. Then Tantrayana, they take refuge, Tsa Lung Tile. I don't know how they translate it in English. Tsa Lung Tile. Tile? Drop. Okay. So these 3 are, it's a little bit different than the Hinayana. But anyway, so it's today our primary practice is taking refuge. The taking refuge is like the heard of, Buddhist actually teaching, in that, like normally we do Sanji Chodan, Soji Chamamla, Shonju Badu Dani Japsuchi. Or in this practice, maybe on page 149 somewhere, it's a thing. Yeah, Kuncho Sumdang, Zawa Sum, Jamne Namla, Japsuchi. Okay, Rogun Sanje language, Shonju Cho the same to, which means the first 2 line is refuge, and second 2 line is bodhicitta. So first 2 line saying the Kuncho Sum, which is I take refuge in the 3 jewels. Is it? Yeah, Kuncho Sum. Then Zawa Sum, which means 3 root, that says Lama Yidam Kando. But in this, there's no mention that Tsa Lung Tile, but anyhow, So that if we understand actually refuge well, then we will be able to transcend the suffering of circulic existence, or sometimes we call samsaras, suffering of samsara, we can say. Is it? Yeah, so to transcend it, we must actually first recognize the three jewels, the object of refuge, or lama yedam kando, or sanje che gendu. Sanje Buddha, che is Dharma, and gendun is Sangha. Or Tsa Lung Tile, wind, channel, drop. Yeah. So it's when they talk about secret, three roots or three refuge, three jewels. It's recognized through by actually practicing actually, or by on your channels, wind and drops. Through that you can recognize which is the Buddha, which is Dharma, which is Sangha, you know. So recognize the three jewels, the object of refuge. If we practice with an understanding of their qualities, actually it's so important to recognize or to know what they have actually qualities. Okay, Buddha qualities, or then Sangha's qualities and Dharma's qualities, and then also what benefit. Okay, so among those, then the primary task is to actually gain a true understanding of the Dharma, which we call Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. You know, the Dharma is the actually main, what we call that, protector. Actually, okay, and it's important. The main protector or main antidote is actually Dharma. Without practicing Dharma, actually Buddha also cannot do anything, you know. He can't actually pull all sentient being, you know. He cannot do that actually. That's the reason he mentioned, you know, he said, I actually already shown method how to liberate. It's up to you, you know. So then how we able to, liberate from samsara or from suffering? Through the practice, to some gum in the Tibetan, the in what we call that, okay. So Buddha also actually said, Gelon tabgang kenam ji seji davi sershin the lebatan ngaika longsha kuchin means, which means monks and learned ones, just as gold is burned and cut and rubbed, or what? Rubbing? Rubbed. Okay. Okay. Examine actually my words carefully and do not accept them simply out of respect. That means actually he's shown us all the method which can liberate, you know. So we have to actually practice on that. Okay. So then how what do we call that? Vasubandhu, master of Vasubandhu, who founder of Abhidharma section. So he said, how do we practice all of those, Buddha taught us, those 84,000 teachings? Then he said, through the hearing and reflection or investigate. Then after that, meditate. Meditate, which means get used to it, all the Dharma, So then through that we can, liberate from suffering. Yeah, without hearing or learning, reflecting or investigating and meditate, no one actually can achieve Buddhahood, So that's the reason Buddha already shown us. He also going through on that way, First he went from his castle. He ran away, Then he found some teachers. He actually learned a few. Some story are saying few months. Some story are saying few years. He learned actually, but he never, get satisfied from that teachings. So then he went to near to the Karze, Dorje-den, what we call Dorje-den, Bodh Gaya. Then he did meditation for 6 years, So after that, he achieved, Buddhahood through the meditation, through the learning, through the investigate. So it's important, okay, that we practice the Buddha Dharma. We all actually regularly recite the prayer of taking refuge in the Buddha and Dharma, of course in the Sangha, and then the core of the profound and the vast teaching of Buddhism's continued within that refuge prayer. Actually, Sanje Chodang Choji Chonamla, Shonju Pato Dani Jiaosu Qi. In that 2 line, actually everything's in there. All the, Buddha's teaching is in there, actually, in this 2 line. Yeah. So if we understand, the real meaning of Buddha and Dharma, Sangha, then that 2 line is enough, actually, to liberate from samsara, actually. Okay, among them, then of course the most importantly is the second jewel, which is Dharma. Is it? I don't know. Yeah. So then said Sanje Kuncho, which means Sanje, the Buddha. I don't know. And maybe Buddha is a Sanskrit word. Yeah. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha is Sanskrit word, actually. Fully awakened, I think we can translate like that. Sang. Actually, sang means awakened. Yeah. Or the clean or clear all the darkness, actually. Sang. That's a Tibetan word we call Sangni. Sangni means tomorrow. After dark, Karze, disappear, then lights come up. That's as we call Sang. Yeah, Sang. There's actually 2 words, okay? One is a Sang, one is Je. Okay? The Sang, actually, meaning of Sang is the dispelling of all the faults, okay? All the darknesses, all the stainnesses. Stains. Yeah. Just as one awaken from actually sleep. This refers to the two obscurations along with their habitual tendencies, which is Tibetan we call bakcha. Bakcha, habitual tendencies, which are actually driven by ignorance. So Buddha, his sang is actually used to describe that which has been purified or cleared away, such that or what is unnecessary or undesirable has ceased to exist. Then the second word is je, sang je, you know. Je is actually expansion. Oh, je. Yeah. The meaning, the expression of body, the expression of resource, the expression of analytical wisdom, and as the expression of riches, actually. Okay, the radiance of the wisdom that knows all knowable phenomena, both their nature and their multiplicity, which is Chitawan Chemba, Chinipi Chemba. In Tibetan, we call like that. Okay, Je, which is kind of a wisdom. Okay, knowing the reality or knowing the ultimate truth, actually, we can say like that way. Reality truth, ultimate truth, which is true truth, is it? Or for truth. Sometimes they teach like, four noble truth, sometimes true noble truth. Actually, it's the same meaning. Yeah. So both their nature and their multiplicity distinctly and without confusion is like the blossoming of the petal of the lotus flower. They're actually giving example, but that is exactly match or not, I don't know. They give like that example, J, which means expression your wisdom, actually. Knowing all the phenomena natural, actually. Nature. Yeah. So then, so this explains actually the ultimate characteristics of the qualities of abandonment and realization, actually. Pangwa, which means abandonment. Tokpa means realization. Okay? So Pang Do, Tibetan we call Pang Do, that Tartupa, which means the ultimate characteristic of qualities of abandonment and realization. Okay? A person or individual endowed with such distinction is called an exalted Buddha. And a person or individual possessing the qualities of a Buddha is called an exalted Buddha. So, so this is the two qualities, which is one is abandonment, all the actually affliction emotions. Okay, then realization, which means knowing all the phenomena truth. Yeah, not like us, or not like bodhisattvas. Even though the tender bhumi, those bodhisattvas stuck in somewhere, they have something obstacle you know, to achieve Buddhahood, because they have a little bit, I mean, obstacle, you know, stopping to achieve Buddhahood. Yeah. So they also cannot, you know, abandonment all the, you know, affliction emotions. So all the, I mean, also, you know, wisdom. In essence, the terms Buddha refers to unique being who is free from all faults and has fully perfected all positive qualities. Okay, if one asks who is this actually, then it is someone like, you know, Buddha Shakyamuni himself. There's many Buddhas actually, you know, like Kunduzombo or Kunduzomo, the Tojin Chang, yeah, Webame, Amitabha. Yeah, Webame is Buddha Amitabha. Then long life, you know, Buddha. There's many Buddhas actually. We can give any of them, you know. So Buddha. Then so the Buddha actually in the because Buddha Maitreya, he actually mentioned it, you know. So what kind of qualities the Buddha has actually? Then he explained in a briefly actually. He said Buddha has 8, you know, good qualities. Someone who have that kind of qualities, then you're there already actually Buddha. We can call Buddha actually. So then said that, you know, Nduma Xiexing, Lunji Truk, Jenji Jenji Ton Chen de Zede, Tuanyin Denbe Sanji Ni. So they said in general it's impossible actually to describe the qualities of the Buddhas, you know, one by one. Actually, there's countless. We can't actually count the Buddha's qualities. But in briefly, Buddha Maitreya actually said, you know, 8 such qualities that, you know, Buddha has. The qualities of uncompounded, permanently pure nature. Okay, this is the Nduma Sheba. Tibetan we call Nduma Sheba, which is Buddha actually cannot produce any kind of causes actually. Okay, in the ultimate truth we are talking about. But when we talk about reality truth, then Buddha himself also, you know, how to say, practice going through all the way, you know, then he achieved Buddhahood, you know. So when we look on that, how he achieved Buddhahood, then maybe we understood, you know, he also, how to say, produced by some causes. Is it? But that is actually a different, I mean, topic. Okay. So here it's the same uncompounded, which means Nduma Shepa. It's the same meaning.
Like compounded is put together. So uncompounded, nothing's assembled.
Maybe it's a little bit different, I mean, meaning. Okay, in the Tibetan meaning, duji, numaji, there's 2 different phenomena. One is produced by causes. One is without produced by causes. There's 2 different phenomena. Okay, produced by causes, which we call actually reality, truth. Then other one is ultimate truth. Okay, this is more talking about, the ultimate side. Okay. Yeah. So then second quality of Buddha, actually, of spontaneous, advantageously pure accomplishment. Okay. And then third quality is qualities of being beyond the reach of conceptual understanding in terms of the way those two qualities are realized. So being beyond the reach of conceptual understanding. This is something I think difficult, to understand, Actually, Buddha, we cannot actually explain through by words, actually. It's all about experience, So that's, I think, reason they said maybe, being beyond the reach of conceptual understanding. Once they depend on conceptual understanding, then those things are produced by something, So Buddha himself has already mentioned it. It cannot produce by any causes, actually, in the, ultimate truth way. Okay, then qualities of knowing the mood and existence of all things. And then qualities of compassion for those to be tamed. Of course, those bodhisattva also has compassion, of course. But compared to Buddha's compassion, bodhisattva's compassion is too small, actually. Yeah. Because it's depend in each other. How to say? Which is pure or which is not pure. It depend each other, Sometimes we can say the ordinary people like us also have loving kindness, compassion, But that compassion, if we look those bodhisattvas' compassion, then our compassions are too small. So similar like that, bodhisattva's compassion, if we look at the Buddha's compassion, then it's too small. Then said, the Buddha Maitreya actually said, those bodhisattvas has, very powerful wisdom. But when we compare to Buddha's wisdom, the bodhisattva's wisdom is like, the newly born child. They cannot see clearly, Similar like that. Bodhisattvas, wisdom is very small compared to Buddha. Okay? And then the qualities of compassion. Then qualities of removing the faults and defects of those to be tamed. Of course, in Buddha, all the faults, all the defects, all the obscurations, whatever we gave name, the obscurations, most of the time they translated obscurations, or maybe we can say the emotions, okay, negative emotions. Buddha, removed all the emotions, so they cannot actually return. Yeah. So until Tatenda Bhumi, so those affliction emotions can be written to anyone, even the bodhisattvas too. Sometimes they said, bodhisattvas, sometimes they also has a small grasping of eye. Yeah. But that the grasping of I, or grasping, I or self, yeah. So until the 8th bhumi, we have that kind of, grasping of I or self. After, cross the 8th bhumi, then I think grasping of I or removed, but still left something. What is that? Yeah. So those obstacle or obscurations are actually remain till the 10th bhumi actually. Okay. Yeah. So then Buddha actually remove all the faults. Then the qualities of self-benefit. Because they exist as the qualities of benefiting others. So when we talk about bodhicitta, bodhicitta, how do we apply the bodhicitta or awakening mind, thinking others or suffering or thinking others, concern others.
Concern for others?
Yeah, concern for others. Then I will achieve Buddhahood. So through that, they can achieve Buddhahood. After they achieve Buddhahood, they can showing us the pure, path, like Buddha did. So sometimes the explanation why we call Shakyamuni is a Buddha, because he's showing us the pure Four Noble Truth. That's why we call Shakyamuni is Buddha. Explain the Four Noble Truth. Yeah, so those are the 8 qualities of Buddha. Okay, so think in when you're doing the practicing of refuge, think in your mind. Okay, those quality. Okay, then it's true controls, which means dharma or dharmam. I don't know. Yeah, dharma means dharma actually itself means correcting or what? Correcting, actually. Correction or correcting. You are fixing something, actually. Correct. Chu, actually, chu or ju. In Tibetan word, chu is actually you are fixing something. Fixing of a mind, actually, or of a speech, or of a body, actually. 3 doors, sometimes we call 3 doors. Okay, chu or ju. Okay, so correct or to the means to correct. It is called actually dharma, because it's eliminates the cause such as attachment, actually. Okay, and then jealousies, all the affliction, emotions. So clearing or what? Or fixing. Because our mind always, like us, ordinary people, I think, most of the time because Prajaparamita teachings are saying, what different of ordinary people and bodhisattva? Then they said, ordinary people always full of affliction emotions, day and night. The bodhisattva doesn't have that. That's just the, make difference between ordinary and a noble person. We can say noble. Yeah, bodhisattva or Buddha. Yeah. So we need to actually fix our mind, body, speech. Okay, fix from affliction emotions, those attachment, jealousies. The most important, of course, ignorance is, main obstacle, Yeah, obstacle or obscuration. Sometimes they say like that. Yeah, tetabi chukuncho, ji trabi yende. So by meaning of holy Dharma, the qualities of Dharma, such as the quality of separation and the qualities of realization. Trawa, which means separation. Okay? Tra, separation of a body, speech, mind, the separate from the non-virtues. Sometimes we call bodies non-virtues, speech non-virtue, mind non-virtues. Is it? I think, separation and the qualities of realization are actually explained. The statement that all phenomena are empty and selfless explain the qualities of separation. One must contemplate the reason or the fundamental basis from which these qualities of separation arises. So, Tibetan, I think we call trawa, qualities of separation, qualities of realization. Okay? So then, Nyangelendepa Shiva, that is actually talking about the truth of path. Okay? Separation of qualities of separation, qualities of realization. Okay? Then, Nyangile Deva, which means nirvana, which is talking about truth of cessation. Okay? So, basically Dharma means truth of path or truth of cessation. This is the two different, explain the meaning of Dharma. The most important, of course, due to practicing truth of path, we achieve, truth of cessation. So the Dharma meaning is actually truth of path. In that truth of path, you can find so many different, categories, like from the path of accumulation to path of nothing to do, which is actually Buddhahood, So there's 5 paths, In those 5 paths, there's so many different practices. All actually they are talking of truth of path, actually. Like, for mindfulness, for perfections, 6 perfections or 10 perfections, or eightfold noble path, something like that also. All those are talking about actually truth of path, So then peaceful, actually nirvana, refers to ultimate quality of freedom. Yeah, free from all the actually, when we achieve, the truth of cessation or nirvana, or achieve Buddhahood, actually also the same meaning, Then, the ultimate quality of freedom, the statement that all phenomena are empty and devoid of self should be understood as the ability to recognize that those things are advantageous by nature, and more, the wisdom that realize the true state of all phenomena, that they are empty by nature actually. Okay, so it's the ultimate quality of realizations. When this wisdom arises as the direct, antidote to what must be abandoned actually. So it is through this that one should understand the nature of the Dharma. Yeah, we can say the second jewel, the Dharma. Okay, then of course, Dharma also aspect actually two different kind of Dharma. One is, it's talking about the truth of path, okay? When we talk about truth of path, then there's truth of path itself aspect two different types of Dharma. One is the scripture, is it? Which means we know actually 84,000, Buddha's teaching, So that is actually Lungi, I think Lungi Chu, the scripture Dharma, maybe. Then second one is realization actually. Yeah, so this two is actually main, antidote of all kind of, obstacles, all kind of affliction emotions. No matter, how strong affliction emotions, once we practice genuine Dharma, then through that Dharma, we can actually eliminate all those, strong obstacles, strong emotions. Yeah, so this is the two, main Dharma. Also, in the Buddha Maitreya actually mentioned when we talk about Dharma, so then Dharma's quality, what is the actually qualities of the Dharma? Then he talk about 8 different kinds of Dharma qualities. Okay, so actually it's those 8 qualities came from the truth of the path and truth of cessation. Okay, so talking about those two truths, but he mentioned it, there's 8 qualities of Dharma. The qualities of being inconversible, as it cannot be determined through the 4 logical alternatives of sound and concept. Yeah, Same, sound meba, which means unthinkable. Sometimes we can say like that way. Okay, the real Dharma is actually unthinkable. Sound meba, because it cannot explain through by words, actually. It's all about experience by your kasa through the meditation, actually. Yeah, Same. Then Nime, which is second one, is the qualities of non-duality. Dharma itself actually non-duality. Nime. Tibetan we call Nime. Then when we talk about this is more related with ultimate truth, Yeah. In the ultimate truth, we cannot actually, how to say this is exist or this is unexist. Both are actually nothing. Yeah. So then third one is qualities of being free from conceptualization. And the fourth one is qualities of purity. Fifth one is qualities of clarity. Sixth one is qualities of being an antidote. Then seventh one, which is actually qualities of truth of cessation and qualities of truth of path. Eight one is qualities of truth of path. So those are the 8 qualities of Dharma itself. Okay, so we need to think when we, taking refuge in the Dharma, then think in that in your mind. Okay, so then of course the main refuge or main protector is actually Dharma. Yeah, through the Dharma practicing, we can achieve Buddhahood. We can achieve liberate from suffering. Without, Dharma practicing, yeah, then Buddha mentioned, he cannot pull you up. Yeah, of course, Buddha has compassion, love towards all the living beings, But at this, point, he's actually, he cannot do anything. He's powerless. Like we can say like that. This point, okay? Yeah. So then Gindun Kuncho, which means Sangha. Sangha actually itself means gathering together, gathering, okay? But most of the Sangha explained someone who has actually some good qualities, okay? Someone who remove some obscurations. Yeah. So then the real Sangha, who is the real Sangha then? Yeah, those who actually achieve at least first bhumi. Okay, there's actually 2 types of Sangha. One is noble, one is ordinary. Yeah. Okay. So ordinary, one is noble. Yeah. So then also Tibetan some texts, they said actually, if down Karze Sangha, if someone call, he or she is Sangha, then what should the person need qualities, Yeah. So then said, some teachers are saying the most important quality is actually compassion. Yeah. Someone really have, the big mind or big heart, or we can say the compassion. Then we can say actually the person is actually, the real Sangha. Yeah. So there's many different, way those masters explanation on the Sangha actually, okay? So the real meaning, Sangha, actually is together or community. Sangha is actually community, That's why Buddha actually, after he achieved Buddhahood, he founded temple or monastery, Then whatever, need take a decisions, then all authority, yeah, the community, yeah, community has to take decisions, yeah. So cannot take actually one person, at Buddha time actually. He already actually found yeah, community, Sangha community. So sometimes we can say like that, okay? So here also saying the Namka Gebile Lanjundi Jindumbatan Gendums. That what is mean of a Gendum? Those who possess an intense aspiration to engage in virtuous and wholesome deeds are called actually Sangha. Okay? That is the one explanation. The other explanation, then that if you're real Sangha, then at least you have to achieve, fast bhumi. That is a different explanation. There's many different explanations, but in Buddha Maitreya, he explain in his teaching, okay? So Sangha also has 8 different qualities, okay? The wisdom that knows think as they are realize the meaning of the emptiness of the nature of all the phenomena. Actually, you need that kind of wisdom. That's called Chitta Vinchemba. Yeah, which means someone who has this kind of wisdom, then at least you have to achieve, first bhumi, actually. Yeah, because it's talking about the ultimate truth seen directly, not through by some logic. Yeah, of course, the accumulation part and then preparation part, they knows about emptiness or selflessness through some logic, not through by the seeing. That is actually different, So ordinary people, of course, sometimes we also, know the emptiness or karsa, selflessness through the logic, not seen through by seeing. This is two different, Karze, knowing the emptiness. One is through the logic, one is through seeing. Okay? So qualities of that one. Then the wisdom that knows things as they are in the multiplicity possesses all the phenomena. It's saying Chitawada, Jinyepa, which means Jinyepa means any kind of phenomena which exist. It's talking about in the reality truth. All the kind of things exist. Those bodhisattvas will know all the phenomena. Okay, because they have the with some, we can say there's some wisdom which cannot actually block or any kind of object. Okay, so when ordinary people, if block some houses, that out of this house we cannot see, you can see the outside things. If we are in the room, we cannot see clearly, Of course, we think, oh, there is the chickens, there's birds like that, but it's not by seeing directly. So those bodhisattvas actually cannot block any object. They can see very clearly. Yeah. So that kind of wisdom. So then qualities, okay, the two possesses the two qualities of knowing every single object of knowledgeable without exception, then the qualities of purity that clearly sees the presence of the what we call that Buddha sit. Is it Buddha nature? Sometimes we say like that, Buddha nature. Yeah. Within the all session being, actually, Yeah. Then the obscuration of attachment and afflictions, the obscurations of obstruction and knowable. Then the qualities of being free from the three obscurations. Okay. Yeah. Then the qualities of what we call that Rikpi and then Trovi, and then Rikpa is seen. Trova means eliminate, kind of like that. Okay. Yeah. Qualities of Trova, the liberation. Qualities of liberation. Yeah. So this is the Sangha's qualities. 8 different Sangha also has, qualities. So then when we taking, refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, then if we can think those qualities a little bit, also, lots of benefit, through the knowing or seeing those qualities, it's different benefit, or without knowing those qualities. That's just work we call through the knowing qualities. Then it's how to say, the confident faith. Yeah, there's many different faiths. Okay. Yeah. So confident faith is actually, knowing all the qualities, Confident faith arises through the actually knowing the qualities of 3 jewels. Okay. So then, of course, there's many other different, when we, took refuge in the Dhamma, Sangha, or Buddha, then what should we abandon? What should we accept? Those are the different things, okay? Yeah. Before that, we have to, trying to know a little bit qualities of 3 jewels. Then, practice refuge with prostration or without prostration. Okay. Then, normally at your home, you can do prostration evening or morning 3 times or more than 3 times. Just think all those qualities, then you can just recite Lama la Jabsu Chiwo, Sanje la Jabsu Chiwo, Che la Jabsu Chiwo, Gendun la Jabsu Chiwo. That's okay. Okay? Why we are saying in the Lama la Jabsu Chiwo? There's a two different, how to say, when we put this Lama la Jabsu Chiwo, then those most of, actually talking about the Sutrayana, or no, Tantrayana way. Okay. Okay, normally people will maybe reciting Sanje la Jabsu Chiwo, Che la Jabsu, Gindu la Jabsu Chiwo, because the 3 jewels, Then if you put lama, then there's a 4 jewels, you know. I'm just talking. The lama is all, I mean, Karze, combined, is it? Yeah. So that's the reason Guru Yoga is so important, you know. Yeah. Whether we can see, you know, Lama is Buddha, Lama is Sangha, Lama is Dhamma, you know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So this is, I mean, a briefly 3 jewels qualities. Okay. So through that, then, if we can think a little bit those qualities, then through that, if we can do practices, those practices can, you know, benefit more actually, not only by yourself, you know. So all the, I mean, living being or sentient being. Most of them in Tantriyana is talking about, you know, the view, you know, view, which is, you know, practice as powerless or which practices more power. It depends on your how you carry your view actually. If your view is pure, then yeah, your practice will bring lots of actually benefit. You know, if your view is how to say small, then benefit also very small. Yeah. So Tantriyana is more talking about actually view. You know, most of them in Tantriyana teachings are depend on actually pure view. You know, that's the reason. So most of masters are actually give advice, you know, trying to look, you know, in the pure way. If you see enemy, even those, you know, enemy, you have to try to look those enemy is good person, or if we really goes in the deep Tantriyana practice, then those enemies is actually bodhisattva. Yeah, you cannot actually see those as enemies. If you once see those person is enemy, you already actually broke your samaya. So that's why the Karze, Patrul said, you know, when we practice Hinayana, you feel, you know, it's so easy. Then your practice let it improve. Then you practice in Bodhisattva vow, little bit difficult than the Hinayana vows, but more easy than the Tantriyana vow. Then when you practice Tantriyana vow, then Tantriyana vows, he failed, you know, all the faults or obstacles. It's, you know, he failed, you know, like, you know, raining. Yeah, because the ordinary, of course, you know, the Kasa Padrum, is a great, you know, master, you know, in himself, you know, as Bodhisattva, somebody in the first bhumi or second bhumi, I don't know. Even he, you know, found, you know, difficult. Of course, then like us. Yeah. So this is, you know, depend each other, you know, how we, you know, how to say, carry our view. Yeah. Okay. So trying to see all the people are bodhisattva and bodhisattva, deities or yogi or yogini. But in terms of yogi, yogini, I mean, in ancient Indian tradition, yogi, no, yogini is not really good word actually. Yeah, but these days, when we talk about yogi, yogini, then we think, those people has some quality, But in ancient time, it's not like that, actually. If you're real, yogini or yogi, of course, then you are, good. But, it's difficult to find, the real yogini or yogi. Yeah. In Tibetan, in Tantrayana teachings, they're saying there's a few different types of yoginis. Some yogini, it helps you a lot to achieve Buddhahood. Then if those yoginis are fake, then they, stop you to achieve Buddhahood. Yeah. But this is a different, era. So nowadays, people really wish or want to, call yogi or yogini. Oh yeah, that's all. That's it. Yeah, so then take a good rest, okay? After we come, maybe this section, we can read English, okay? Full section, reading in English, okay? Yeah, because English, the more know the meaning, explain, it's a little bit easy. This one section, okay? Okay. That's all.
You want to do the
Do you want to?
questions, I mean, the public just for, or?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm on the umze, okay? Not working. Which one? This one? Oh yeah. English or what?
Yeah.
Okay, English. Okay, English. Okay, please. Who's umze? It's okay. Yeah. In the northwest country of Oriana, born in the pollen heart of a lotus, endowed with the marvelous spiritual attainments, you are renowned as the lotus born, surrounded by invention of the many deities. Following in your footsteps, I pray to you, please come forth and grant your blessings. Guru Pema Siddhi Hum, Oma Hum, Lembam Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. Your thousand arms and thousands of universal monarchs, your thousand eyes, the thousand Buddhas of this fortunate age, you who teach each and every one of us according to our needs, Lord Avalokiteshvaraya, to you I pay homage. Om Mani Padme Hum Shri. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum Mani Padme Hum Shri. 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 Om 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 Mani Padme Hum Shri Money be me on 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 money be me on. Oh money be me on money be me on oh money be me on money be me on oh money be me on money be me on oh money be me on money be me on oh 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 money be money be me on 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 oh money be me on she. By this virtue, may all swiftly accomplish the state of Chenrezig, and may all sentient beings without exception be placed in that very state. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May the mind be filled with natural virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. Oh yeah, thank you. Enjoy your lunch. Then see you 2:30 again, okay? And then take a rest a little bit because 2:30 we need to do more per station. Okay. Oh yeah. Thank you. Yes.